Hi everyone, back with me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel and the Catechism for Kids. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most beautiful and hope-filled psalms in the entire Bible, Psalm 1-6. It's a short psalm, but it's packed with so much meaning about joy, hope, and how God can turn even our saddest moments into something wonderful. So what is Psalm 126 all about? Imagine you've been away from home for a very, very long time. You miss everything about it. Your room, your friends, your family. Then one day, you finally get to go back. How would you feel? Overjoyed, right? You'd be so happy you'd start laughing and singing. That's exactly what this psalm is about. It was written when the people of Israel were finally allowed to return to their homeland after being in a faraway land called Babylon for many years. This time away was called the exile, and it was a period of great sadness and suffering. When God brought them back, their hearts were so full they could hardly believe it. The psalm says, "When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dream." It felt like a dream come true. Their mouths were filled with laughter and their tongues with songs of joy. Their happiness was so big and so loud that even other nations around them noticed and said, "The Lord has done great things for them." But here's something really important. Even though they were so happy to be home, life wasn't suddenly perfect. Imagine coming back to a house that's been empty for years. Might need a lot of repairs, right? Well, their homeland needed to be rebuilt, and they faced many new challenges. So, in the middle of all this joy, they also prayed. They asked God to help them again. This shows us that Psalm 126 is both a song of pure happiness and a prayer for help. It teaches us a powerful lesson. We can be joyful for what God has done and still ask for His help with what we're facing right now. This psalm is built on three amazing themes that are so important for our faith: joy, trust, and hope. First, let's talk about joy. The people are celebrating because God has done incredible things for them. This isn't just any happiness. It's a deep, true joy that comes from seeing God's love in action. It's the kind of joy we feel when we know we are safe and cared for by our Heavenly Father. It reminds us that God is the source of all true happiness, especially when He saves us from our troubles. The second theme is trust. Even with all the challenges of rebuilding their home, the people didn't give up. They trusted that the same God who brought them back from exile would continue to help them. This is a huge part of our Catholic faith. We believe that God is always faithful. He never leaves us, and we can always rely on His plan, even when we don't understand it. Trusting God means believing He is working for our good, no matter what. And that leads us to the third theme, hope. The people hoped that God would turn their struggles into blessings. They prayed for Him to bring good things out of their hard times. This hope is essential. As Catholics, we are people of hope. We're called to believe in God's goodness, even when life is difficult. Hope isn't just wishing for something to happen. It's the confident expectation that God will keep His promises. So, we have joy in what God has done, trust in what He is doing, and hope for what He will do. These three ideas are at the very heart of our relationship with God. Now, you might be thinking this all happened thousands of years ago. What does it have to do with me today? Well, it has everything to do with us. Life is full of ups and downs, isn't it? Sometimes we feel like we're on top of the world, and other times, things can feel really tough. Maybe you're struggling with school, having a hard time with friends, or just feeling sad and you don't know why. Psalm 126 speaks directly to those moments. When we go through tough times, this psalm is like a comforting friend, reminding us to trust in God. It whispers to our hearts that God can turn our sadness into joy. We might not see the answer right away, but we can have faith that God is working behind the scenes, turning our tears into something beautiful. One of the most famous lines from this psalm is, "Those who sow in tears will reap with shouts of joy." What does that mean? Think about a farmer. Planting seeds can be hard work. The farmer might be tired, worried about the weather, and uncertain if the crops will grow. That's like sowing in tears. But later, when the harvest comes, there's so much food in abundance that the farmer is filled with joy. Our lives can be like that. The difficult times are like planting seeds in tears. We're putting in the effort, we're praying, we're trying our best, but we don't see the results yet. But God promises that if we keep trusting Him, one day we will reap a harvest of joy. our tears are not wasted. God uses them to grow something amazing in our lives. This psalm also connects beautifully to the life of Jesus. Think about it. When Jesus died on the cross, his friends and followers were filled with the deepest sorrow. It was the ultimate sowing in tears. They thought all hope was lost. But then, 3 days later, came the resurrection. Jesus rose from the dead, and their sorrow was turned into the greatest joy the world has ever known. His resurrection brought new life and hope to all people. That's why we often hear Psalm 126 in the Catholic Mass, especially during seasons like Advent and Lent. During Advent, we hope for the coming of Jesus, who brings joy to the world. During Lent, we remember our struggles and sorrows, but we look forward to the joy of Easter. This psalm reminds us that God always restores his people and invites us to trust that our own personal Good Fridays will be followed by an Easter Sunday. Our tears will not last forever because God's grace can bring peace and happiness, even after the hardest times. So what can we do with this psalm in our own lives? First, let's make it a prayer. We can pray something like this. Lord, thank you for all the times you have helped me. I remember when I was sad and you turned my sadness into laughter. Sometimes life feels hard and I get tired. Help me to trust that you are still working in my life. Remind me that joy will come again. Teach me to see the good things you are doing right now, even the small ones. Fill my heart with hope and help me stay close to you, knowing that one day I will look back and see how you carried me through it all. I also want to encourage you to take some time this week to read Psalm 126 for yourself. Read it slowly, let the words sink in. Think about a time when God brought joy into your life after a period of sadness. Remembering what God has done in the past builds our faith for the future. Psalm 126 is a powerful reminder that God never wastes our tears. He sees them, He cares about them, and He is already preparing a future filled with joy for us. Even when we can't see it yet, we can trust that He is faithful. He is always restoring, always healing, and always leading us toward the incredible joy that only He can give. Thanks so much for joining me today to explore this amazing psalm. I hope it brings you comfort and hope. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe so you don't miss our next lesson. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.